Welcome back to the World Go channel. I'm your host and Go evangelist James Story. This is lesson 4.2, the life and death of small groups. This is fours, the groups with four internal liberties. Previous knowledge that you need to know is, of course, the rules of Go, and you should also have be familiar or know about straight threes and bent threes. In other words, groups with three internal liberties. If that doesn't seem familiar to you, then stop this video and go to lesson 4.1, where we do life and death of small groups and we deal with threes, because you need to know the threes to understand the fours. Anyway, a quick review on the threes. We got a straight three and a bent three. So the straight three is something like this. It's called straight because the internal liberties are straight, 1, 2, 3, and there's three of them, so it's called a straight three. It can happen on the edge of the board or in the corner or even in the middle of the board. And notice that white doesn't have to be touching all of these stones for it to be important to find the vital point, because they're going to be touching, white's going to be touching the black stone. Somebody's going to fill these in at some point, right? So, and when they do, because there's no way to make more eyes in here, more territory for either side. So when they do, then you're going to come down to this position. So if it's white's turn, there's one vital point right there. If it's black's turn, excuse me, they make two eyes. If it's white's turn, they're going to throw in, and then that group is considered dead as it stands. The only way that black would be able to revive it would be to come around here and capture this white group, and then those black stones would still be alive, but that's probably not going to happen. If they started to do that, white could throw in Atari, black captures, white could throw in another one Atari, black captures, and then white would come back in and capture, suffocate and capture that whole group. So that's a quick review of the bent, or the straight three rather, and now we're going to look at the bent three. Quick review. Once again, the vital point's right in the middle. Two eyes. Black makes two eyes by playing here, and white plays there, and now that black group will be considered dead at the end of the game. And white doesn't have to pick it up unless, once again, black comes around here and threatens to capture all those stones. Okay, so I'm going to move these guys out just a little bit here. Alrighty. Get a little more. So now we're going to go the groups with four, since we did a quick review of the groups with three. The reason I did that is because to understand the groups with four internal liberties, you have to understand the groups with three internal liberties. So here is a straight three. Okay, let's move this one out here and this one to here, and now we have a straight four. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's straight. Now notice there's a straight three with a vital point here and another straight three with a vital point here. So there's two vital points within that shape. And black can play here and make an eye here and an eye here, or play here and make an eye here and an eye here. Black doesn't need to do that. That's not urgent. They only need to do that when white plays one of these, and then to save that group they need to play the other. But notice, once white does that, black's unconditionally alive. This is a self-capture move, and that play by white is also a self-capture move. So white doesn't want to just do this just for the fun of it. They wait. If there's a co-fight, and black just took the ko, and white really wants to take that ko back, white can play there, and now black has to decide. If they connect the ko, then white is going to play the other vital point. And now they can throw in, if they have to, they can throw in another stone, black captures, but now it's reduced to a straight three, and whose turn is it? It's white's turn, and they play the vital point, and they kill the shape. Okay, so when white plays this one or this one, they just want to do it as a co-threat. If black plays there, now this group, black group, is unconditionally alive, but this allows white to recapture the ko. Okay, so we'll find that in all of the straight four groups here, by the way. Now, okay, now we're going to move these around a little bit. We're going to create what's called a bent four, and it's easy to figure out because it's bent, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties. Once again, this could occur in the corner, this could occur on the side of the board. The corner has a little special properties, and we'll get to that in another lesson. But once again, black, notice that there's a straight three with a vital point here and a bent 3 with a vital point here. So there's 2 vital points within this shape. So black can play here and make an I and an I, or play here and make an I and an I. So once again, this is not an urgent move for black, and they get 4 points at the end of the game. Of course, if they play this, they only get 3 points, right? Once they fill in their own point, they only get 3. So they don't want to do that needlessly. When white plays one of these or the other, then, then black can simply play there. And now that shape is unconditionally alive because white can't play there or play there. I mean, if black goes into stupid mode and plays this, yeah, white's going to capture it, but, you know, not a lot of players go into stupid mode very often. So anyway, white doesn't play either of these moves because when they do, black will respond, and you know, they play here, black just responds, and now black's unconditionally alive, aren't they? If they play here, black plays here, and now they're unconditionally, the black group is unconditionally alive once again. So white waits, and if there is a co-fight in the game, and black just took the co, white can use this as a co-threat. So now if black plays here, they save this group. It's unconditionally alive, that black group, but then white gets to retake the co, don't they? But let's say black says, oh man, the co is bigger than this. So black fills the co. Then white can play here. Now they're on the 2 vital points of the shape, and this black group is considered dead. Notice they can play either one of these if they have to. Say Atari, black captures, but now it's a bent 3, and white comes back in and takes the vital point. Once again, white was on the 2 vital points right here. White could also play Atari, and when black took, it'd be white's turn, and they'd come in and play the vital point of the straight 3. Okay, so that is the bent 4. Now we're going to go to what's called a, see if I can remember what it looks like here. This is called a zigzag 4. Okay, I call it a zigzag 4. Some people call it a lightning bolt because it kind of looks like a lightning bolt. Notice there's a straight 3. Excuse me, there's not a straight 3 here at all. There's a bent 3 with a vital point here and another bent 3 with a vital point there. So there's 2 vital points within the shape, aren't there? So black can play here and make an I and an I, or black can play here and make an I and an I. Once again, black doesn't want to do that because when they do that, they lose a point, don't they? They're going to get 4 points here, but if they put a stone down, they only get 3. So they're not going to do that unless they have to. When white plays one of these, black simply plays the other, and now that black group is unconditionally alive because this is a self-capture play and this is a self-capture play, which are illegal in the American Go Association rules. So what does white do? White waits, and if there's a co-fight, they're going to play one of the vital points. If black plays here to protect that group and make that black group now unconditionally alive, then white gets to recapture the co. However, if black says, oh man, I know this is a big group, but the co, I have to have this co. It's bigger than that. And if they fill the co and connect it, then white can play here and be on the second vital point of the shape. And now this black group would be considered captured at the end of the game. It's not yet, but it would be considered captured at the end of the game. The only way that black could save that group is once again to surround this white group and capture it, which is not going to be really likely. If you know, white or black started to do that, then white could throw in a stone, say Atari. And when black captured, they have a bent 3, and white would come back in and capture and take the vital point there of the bent 3. And if they had to, they could keep throwing stones in. Atari, you know, Atari, doesn't matter where they throw them here, and then white could come back in and suffocate that group. So that is the lightning bolt or the zigzag 4. It can look like that. It can look like this. Okay, now we're going to go to a shape called the pyramid 4. It can look like this, or it can look like this. Notice it looks like a little pyramid here, like a little triangle. That's why they call it the pyramid 4. So in this shape, there's a straight 3 with a vital point here, and there's a bent 3 with a vital point there, same point, and there's another bent 3 with the vital point here. So the straight 3 and the 2 bent 3s, all 3 share the same vital point. If black plays here, they have 1, 2, 3 eyes. But if white plays here, then the black group is going to be considered captured at the end of the game. If white needs to capture this group, say black is coming around here and threatening to capture the white group, then white can throw stones in. It doesn't matter. They can make a straight 3 or bent 3. And when black captures, white comes back into the vital point. If they need to throw in more stones to make sure they capture this group, then they can do that. Okay, so that's the pyramid. Whoops. That is the, whoa, where is the pyramid 4? Right there. There's the pyramid 4. Okay? It can look like this or this. In this situation, that would be the vital point, wouldn't it? All right. There's also a square 4, which is it's just dead as it stands. Notice black needs 2 moves, here and here, right? Or here and here. As soon as they play one of these, they create a bent 3, and white can just play the other one, right, and kill the shape. So what does black do? Black waits. If white takes a ko, and black wants it back, black can play here. Now if white plays there, then black can recapture the ko. If white says, oh, I got to fill the ko, I got to connect it, then black can come back here, and now they have 2 eyes, don't they? And they turn that dead group back into a live group. Notice it doesn't really help white to actually throw a stone in here, anytime in the beginning, because black's not going to be stupid and play this move and set up a bent 3 for white. They're going to play this move and have the threat of playing here and capturing and making two eyes, aren't they? Well, those are the life and death of small groups, the shapes with 4 liberties inside of them. And you need that to know the next lesson to figure out the groups with 5 inside of them, with the groups of 5, the bulky 5, the straight 5, and we'll look at maybe a few others. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching the World Go channel. If you like it, give me the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Please leave comments. I do read the comments, and I'm very interested in any questions you may have or any suggestions you may have. Have a great one. See you next time on the World Go channel.